Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. One of the reasons why I started this channel was to be able to communicate with you guys out there. And the amount of information that is being shared back and forth is really incredible. And it's not only helping you guys, but it's helping me. And it doesn't just stay within the comments on YouTube. I had one of you guys reach out to me through Instagram and actually tagged me to a video post that somebody made regarding a rig called the Twitchin Rig. And I don't know if this rig has been out for a long period of time. My assumption is that this is based off of it's just another version of the Inu rig, which we've talked about in the past. But when I saw this rig, I had to post it because it is such a simple way to add that lifelike worm motion to your bait that you would get out of a rig like the Eno rig, but it solves a lot of the issues. You know, one of the biggest issues with the Eno rig is the fact that the hook is at the top of the worm and there's no direct pressure on that hook. So you have to reel down into the fish, which then usually destroys the worm. No matter how you rig it, if you use tubing or use straws, whatever it is, you do tear through the worms quite a bit. In this case, you've got the hook that is still mounted at the end of your line, so you're going to have direct pressure on the hook. And you also are able to make the adjustment to use this bait extremely quickly without having to alter what you were already doing. So what I want to do is show you how to make this Twitchin Rig. And I'm not sure who created it. I wish I could give actual recognition to that person because it is a very simple but ingenious idea. The tagged post that I was put on was just a general fishing site, and they had taken it from somebody else's page and used it, and they didn't give credit to it. So I can't say specifically who came up with this. But what you need is your basic Texas rig setup. So in this case, I've got a pegged bullet weight, and then I've just got a worm hook, but you can use an EWG style hook or whatever the hook is that you want to use with your worm. And then all you're going to do is take whatever bait that you want to use, and in this case I've got here a Berkley Max Scent the General, and you thread it on just like you normally would. So I'm just going to hook it weedless on a normal Texas rig. So there you go. I've got my Berkley General rigged weedless on a Texas rig. I've got a pegged weight. Pretty standard, nothing special. So to create the Twitchin Rig, all you need is a hitchhiker. A hitchhiker is just a pigtail screw. You can get them all over the place. These are bigger ones I've ordered from Do It Molds. Most companies that create terminal tackle have it. And then you're going to want to take your hitchhiker and insert it, screw it into the bottom of the worm. So I'll screw that in right now. Okay, so you can see I have inserted the hitchhiker into the back of the worm. Now to create the Twitchin Rig, all you got to do is take that hitchhiker and connect it to your, slide it into your line so that it's like that. So now when you go to cast it and it's on the bottom of the lake, it'll release, and when you just twitch it, pull your line, and you're going to get some twitching motion just like that. Super simple adjustment, super easy to do while you're on the water. You know, if you've got, say you're fishing down the bank and you run into a bed and you want to give it a different look, you hook it on just like that. Maybe you want to go back to fishing it more in a Texas rig. You can then literally take your line outside of your hitchhiker and you're good to go. You can fish it back like a Texas rig with the hitchhiker hanging out the back end. You can also add, some additional bling to it if you want. If you want to add like a little blade to the back end, you can add your blade to the back end, and you can switch back and forth. It's not like the Inu rig where you need to cut it off, thread the line, retie everything. You literally can just snap it right in, and there you go. I mean, it's such a basic, simple technique that is really, and I think this is from, it's just a version of like the Inu rig, and it has a lot of people like myself kind of trying to think of ways to improve that rig, but this is like the most basic, simple one that I've seen that makes so much sense. I mean, it's just something that is such a simple thing to do on the water, and you know, having the ability just to snap your line back out just makes it that much easier and that much more effective and efficient on the water. And you guys know that's what I'm about. I love to be efficient on the water. So this is the Twitchin Rig, real basic, super simple. All you need is your Texas rig with a hitchhiker at the end, and you're good to go. So guys, give it a try. I'm telling you, this is a simple one that I think there's really no reason not to try it. If you've got some finicky fish, it's worth trying, especially if you know exactly where they're located. If they're sitting on a bed, or you see fish cruising down the bank, or you've got a specific piece of cover like a log or a boulder and you know that fish live there, give it a try. Twitchin Rig. Whoever came up with this, very simple but ingenious. I appreciate it. Thanks for sharing it with the rest of us. Guys, stay tuned for tomorrow's video.